Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Laymen Daily Show. Got some news, we've got some reviews, we've got some discussions, we've got some AI game today, we've got the quiz game, we've got some more news, we've got a couple of reviews that I want to watch with you for Diablo. Diablo is released tomorrow for early access, I believe, 2nd of June. Very excited for that. Very, very excited for that, absolutely. Going to be pretty much just playing that for about a week, and then I want to do impressions, right? Now, I think it's quite a beefy game, this, right? So I don't think I'm going to be able to do a review in the first week or so based on other commitments, but I definitely want to do an impressions, maybe put 20, 30, 40 hours into it, or maybe 4 hours. Maybe I'll just be like the guys yesterday, the fake questions. I'll be like, I played this game. I am reviewing it because I played 100 hours in 2 days. That's possible, right? How's everyone in the chat? Good. Hey, you know what? Let's get to the drop first. We've got a lot of news today. Reviews, discussions, quiz game, AI game, a few things. Very exciting. Let's get to it. All this and more after the drop. All right. All right. Let's just make sure I turn all these buttons off. Boom, boom. Buttons are off. Okay. Diablo 4 is going to make a shit ton of money. Crystallo says, I think it's going to make all the money. It is being reviewed very well, and I want to watch 3 reviews with you. Well, the start of a review and the end of a review, so we can watch a couple of them. Crystallo says, good morning, men and women. What about the women? The 0.01 women that are here too. Good morning to you too, of course. How do I even say your name? Huristos. Hello. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Crazy. I'm nicely tucked in bed. One hand on my phone and the other on my phone too. There we go. You nearly got me. This is a Christian channel. We don't actually talk like that. Having said that, I do have some saucy Zelda stuff that people are making in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So it's gonna go from PG real quick. All right, who's ready for the first review of Diablo 4 from IGN?
Like seeing your favorite band play their greatest hit live, Diablo 4 is completely awesome to behold, even when you know exactly how the song's going to go.
Thought I was going to get an ad again.
It may not try to push the boundaries of ARPGs, but the tweaks, improvements, and borrowed ideas it does introduce have made this the best Diablo's ever been.
Oh, okay.
Finely tuned combat, extensive build options, and stellar graphics are all among the most impressive in the genre, and its endgame activities are shockingly well thought out. A weak story and some irritating bugs do occasionally throw a wet blanket over the fires of hell, but the 80 hours I've spent in Sanctuary have still been overwhelmingly positive, and even after all that demon slaying, I'm excited to play a whole lot more.
Break the chains.
I'm surprised that he said that he felt like the story was somewhat weak. From the beta that I played, I felt like the cinematic sequences and the story that was being told there was actually really good. Now, okay, I only played the beta throughout, and I played all the characters that were available for the beta, but I loved what I was seeing from the cinematics and the actual story itself. But that's surprising, to be honest. Bit disappointing if that is the case.
Diablo 4 is a stunning sequel, with near-perfect endgame and progression design that makes it absolutely excruciating to put down. The story is disappointing, despite still being a noticeable improvement over Diablo 3, and there are some annoying bugs that need squashing, but the combat, the loot game, and both the sights and sounds of this world are impressive enough to smooth over those rough edges. Diablo 4 takes the strategy of refining things the series already did so well rather than giving it a massive overhaul. And that careful and reverent path has shaped this massive sequel into one of the most polished ARPGs ever created.
Ooh, 9 out of 10. But another 9 from Street Fighter also.
Hell of a good time. For more, check out our...
Here's the thing, right? Like, when I play Diablo 4, I really don't want them to reinvent the wheel, you know? So I think a few reviewers have said this, but this isn't really changing the fundamental idea of Diablo. It wasn't trying to make huge leaps and bounds away from what made it good, but more than that, like, it wasn't very ambitious in trying to kind of, you know, change some fundamentals. Just like, just to try and chase something that felt like it was going to be new and fresh. When I played the beta, I felt like it was fresh enough, but it felt so OG Diablo in so many ways. That's exactly what I wanted, right? Like, I didn't want to feel like Diablo 4 was trying to prove a point, that it was like revolutionizing what Diablo is. Like, that's not what people want. And this is one of these, I think Diablo is one of these rare franchises where you don't need to do much to it. Like, it feels like 20 years on, I think people will still want the same formula of Diablo. Like, Diablo 2 and Diablo 4 from the beta I played, like, yeah, there's some changes and quality of life changes and graphics and all that. But, like, the isometric look, the overall, like, feeling of the game, how it plays, like, there's not a lot of stuff that has changed, I think. And I actually really, really do like that. Absolutely. Tasman Slim says, we definitely eating good. Well, I can tell you now, this, if you're talking about the game, we're going to be having a real nice time. We're going to be full on a lot of content. Apparently, there's so much freaking content here too. Like, this thing is very, very big. And it's the end game just keeps going and going. So I'm actually very excited for that. And then GameSpot, what do they have to say?
Difficult to reconcile that Diablo 3 is over a decade old. Its release was polarizing for a number of reasons, but its evolving formula of action role-playing endured, enjoying a resurgence with its post-launch expansion that carried through years of ongoing seasonal updates. It shouldn't come as a surprise then that each of those years helped inform the design of Diablo 4, a game which confidently delivers gameplay that has been carried forward and refined from Diablo 2 and 3, while also establishing a strong foundation for the franchise's future.
Oh my god. I'm always thinking we're gonna get an ad again.
Diablo games have always contained stories for their single-player campaigns, but you'd be forgiven for thinking of past storylines as merely contextualization for the game's primary focus, dungeon crawling. That's where Diablo 4 makes one of its most striking changes. It not only takes its story far more seriously, but it tells one that's far more engrossing than ever before.
That's
interesting. As a
interesting.
traveling wanderer, you come across a small town of villagers on a snow...
To hear such a different opinion there, one IGN says they don't like it. This one says that, you know, from what we've heard, that he actually likes it.
Mountain range looking for some aid. After killing some creatures and returning, you're welcomed as a hero and given food and shelter, only for the villagers to try and use you in a ritual sacrifice to Lilith, co-creator of Sanctuary and recently resurrected antagonist of this tale. This encounter links you to Lilith, driving you forward on a quest to stop her plan of amassing an army for her own nefarious purposes.
By mother's blood, by mother's body, so... shall you witness her glory?
We'll go towards the end, but I actually thought Lilith was a really good character from what we saw. I'm actually really keen to see how that all unfolds. Let's be honest, we know we're going to see Diablo. It's called Diablo, okay? I'll be very surprised if we don't see some sort of appearance from Diablo, okay? I'd be very, very upset, actually. I mean, Lilith can take the center stage for a bit, but we want to see Diablo. We want to see him, you know, emerge from hell, and that to be somewhat of the end boss, or maybe there's like a duo end boss or something. That's what I want to see. Absolutely.
There is a familiar but equally expansive framework in place already in Diablo 4 that should satiate you across multiple playthroughs, with plans already detailed by Blizzard to expand on this through seasons of new content similar to that of Diablo 3.
Now, our true work begins.
Diablo 4 at this time cannot escape comparison to the past of the franchise it belongs to, but it's thankfully a game that has been crafted with a strong awareness of what made each one either revered or reviled. It represents a measured approach to combining the many elements from previous entries that worked into a system that feels like the new standard bearer for action role-playing. Coupled with a new benchmark for storytelling in the franchise and a solid narrative foundation for any potential new adventures, it's easy to see Diablo 4 as something I'll regularly check out for a long time to come.
Oh, an 8. All right. Someone says, where's your comment? To be honest, I don't want to see Diablo. Sparklight, I don't agree with you. I definitely want to see Diablo. Okay. And as I've said previously with the whole Diablo Immortal thing, Diablo is definitely in a position where it needed to prove itself again. Diablo 3, a lot of people liked it, but the launch was pretty bad. Remember the famous, was it Era 37 that you couldn't log on and all that kind of nonsense? Still, most people still enjoyed Diablo 3, right? And then Diablo Immortal came along, and by God, that was just... It only took one convention with Wyatt Chang for everyone to just call into doubt the future of Diablo. Legitimately. I still thought that Diablo Immortal was a good game to play. I played about 40 hours of that thing. I actually really enjoyed it. It was the monetization that was the problem. So they definitely had something to prove here. They knew that they had to come back and actually make it good. And it seems like they certainly are. Now we've got one more review to watch, but I'm just fucking so keen for this game. Like, I'm supposed to be working tomorrow. If I can play it tomorrow, I am not working. I am just playing this game all weekend.
I'm Zoe Delahunty-Light, and I have poured Fortnite into Diablo 4. I got advanced access to the press build, so this review is based off what I played in that press build. Just gonna say that right now at the beginning because I didn't get access to the entire game because I didn't have enough time with it. Diablo 4 is a game that encourages and rewards you investing your time in the game. As more mechanics open up, the more you play, which encourages you to pay attention to the big picture of your character and its place in the world. The downside is that there's less focus on combat, which to me is a basic backbone to Diablo 4, which I will be getting into in its own specific section, as that's my major issue with the game.
I mean, from the beta, there is just combat after combat after combat, you know? I mean, there's a lot of combat. I'm surprised that that's actually a point. I mean, I haven't played the full game yet, but that's definitely something that I thought that was definitely shining through. When you are doing encounters, it felt really fucking good, and I'm just surprised that that's even an issue. Go to the end here.
Most relevant to your chosen speciality. Love that. There you go. That's my Diablo 4 review, and although I am going to pour probably hundreds of hours into it, I really do wish it had more to offer in terms of its core gameplay. I love my Bone Squad and being a necromancer, but it feels like the developers have lost sight of what made Diablo Diablo. Intense, challenging brawls with enemies who force you to switch up your tried and tested strategies. I really wish I'd got more experience with the multiplayer / kind of MMO aspect, especially in the main settlements, so that might have to be an update video at some point. Let me know what you think of Diablo 4 in the comments below, and I shall keep you updated with plenty of Diablo 4 content.
Well, there it is, folks. Look, there's a couple of reviews there. I think from what I played from the beta, I don't want to hear any more, to be honest. I think it looks really good. I thought the cinematic story that was being told in the beta looked fantastic, but again, we only saw a snippet of the game. Some people are worried that there wasn't enough combat. Other people, like IGN, said they didn't love the story. And then GameSpot comes out and says, you know what, we fucking love the story. So who do we believe? Ourselves. We play the game. Okay, now I wouldn't usually pre-order anything. But in order to play the closed beta before the open beta, you had to purchase the game, so I did. And then on top of that, in order to play the early access, which starts in Australia tomorrow, pretty sure it's definitely the 2nd of June, and tomorrow is the 2nd of June in Australia because we are ahead of time in all of you. But I wonder if I'm going to be able to go live on Diablo before anyone else. Probably not, actually, the more I think of that. Maybe it will be the 3rd for me. That sucks. But definitely keen for this game. This is going to be so good. I mean, there's a small chance, of course, that all these reviewers are wrong. Chill up. Let's see what he says. Well, his review isn't out yet, but if he says it's good, it's definitely terrible. Okay? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Very excited for this. Now, look, all the reviews are coming in, and it's looking real saucy. It's looking real nice. 88 on Metacritic and 89 on OpenCritic. So, absolutely. I thought it wasn't until Friday. Well, I mean, in America, it might be your Friday, so it may be my Saturday morning. It may be my Saturday morning, which would be very, very upsetting. Sparklight says, Endgame looks pretty tough. Issue is, however mechanically deep it is, how much can you tweak min max? Well, look, all I know is I've got a 3080. If this thing is chugging along on that, I'll be very surprised. I do think that anyone on a 1080 Ti, remember 1080 Ti's were like the gold standard? I remember like, oh my God, I got a 1080 Ti. And then the 20 something came out. The 20, I feel like, I don't know, like it was the first ray tracing one, right? And the 2080 series was the first ray tracing one. I feel like that was a bit more of a bumpy road compared to the 30 series. Is that just me? Maybe that's just me. Neo says it's the first of June here, but just after 12 a.m. Yeah, okay, cool. So, you know what? I'll probably have to wait till Saturday morning. Very upset if that's the case. Mike, hey chat, hey Sam, how you doing today? What did I miss? You missed it all, man. I showed some stuff that even the outlets don't know yet. But anyway, you just have to watch it again. Just watch it 10 times and watch it like, you know, with all the 30-second ads for me. You're a good man. Appreciate you, buddy. In other news, as these begin to dry up, there's some stuff still on Twitter that's showing people making all sorts of shit on Tears of the Kingdom. Now, is it just me, or am I the only one getting, like, sexual vibes from this? Am I the only one that's getting sexual vibes? Is that a bit strange? Do I need a hobby? I don't know. I don't know why, but when I looked at this, I just thought dirty thoughts. Just me? Fair enough. Well, I'll keep my dirty thoughts. You know what is definitely dirty? This one. Okay. People are, people are just using their own materials for this. But it's very important because it ends up in shows like this, so we get to see this. Link is definitely enjoying that. A little bit too much there. He's just staring at it, isn't he? Okay. Alright, maybe he's not interested in Zelda. Maybe it's Ganon he's after. Maybe he just wants to get in the boss room for something else. Never know. Now the news, if you want to get all the apples, now apples are a pain in the ass. Okay, if there's heaps of apples in a field, you gotta like use your thing to hit the tree. It's a pain in the butt. There's ways to get around that, alright? Just make one of these fanny things. You can get all the apples. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom honestly continues to astonish me. All the stuff that people are doing, all the stuff that people can actually make work. And also, which is also astonishing, is after 6 years, he finally made it to the top. I mean, it took him a little bit of time, but he got there. I know it took him a bit of time, but he finally got there. Very important. B. Varga says, my 4060 Ti is poor in my opinion, but I think the rest of the 440 series is good except for the price. The 4070, for example. I like its performance relative to the power draw, which is low. I feel like every time I've got to upgrade my my graphics card, I've always got to get a new power supply. Like always. They suck so much power. So much power. And that is also, yeah, it's that's Ganon canon now. Ganon canon. Okay, we know why Link is there. He's not there for Zelda. Okay. In other news, Ratchet & Clank finally coming to PC this summer. Now, what is interesting in this is there was an entire PlayStation showcase, right? With a lot of titles that people either didn't hear of or didn't really care about, apart from Spider-Man and Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Remake. Why wasn't Ratchet & Clank being announced for PC or some sort of snippet, some sort of like showing in that? I think that would have gone a long way. Now, I did see some people on Twitter being like, well, what about the super duper SSD in PlayStation 5? How can this run on PC? Well, that technology does exist outside of PlayStation, all right? But it'll be interesting to see people trying to play this game on very low settings or very, OG hard drives and see if this actually works correctly. Because look, in Rifts Apart, there is some stuff going on, right? Like a lot of like jumping between different areas and stuff like that in environments. So I feel like you do need a pretty decent rig to play that. But again, I'm just surprised that we didn't see this in the showcase. Definitely a game that they should have put in, but they didn't do it. Don't know why. You know why? Because there were so many amazing surprises that they wanted to show us. They didn't want to give us Ratchet & Clank. We already played that. Maybe there's some truth there. We actually already have played that. All right. But interesting that they didn't include that. In other news with Diablo. Man, KFC, it's a weapon cosmetic promotion. It asks you to eat a hell of a lot of fried chicken. Hell of a lot of fried chicken. Apparently, if you sign up with your Blizzard Blizzard ID and then you connect it to the KFC app or something, the more chicken you eat, the more cosmetics that you can actually unlock. Now, if you, I think it's if you even spend $5, you'll automatically get the first cosmetic, and the rest of them is going to take a bit of time. My question is this: why do we always have fast food as the promotion for games? Why isn't there like an apple, like eat as many apples as possible. And if you do that, you're going to get Diablo skins. Eat as many mandarins. Like, it's never healthy. It's always fast food, McDonald's, KFC, Wendy's. I'm telling you now, gamers, We should start eating more apples. I'm just saying. KFC's no good, even though Zinger Burgers. Love a Zinger Burger. And a popcorn chicken. Oh my god. So good. Best thing in the world, though, is Hungry Jack's. Well, you don't have Hungry Jack's in America. You have Burger King. Whopper with onion rings. Holy shit. I don't care about my diet. If there's any sort of Diablo promotion with onion rings and Whoppers, I'm there. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what day of the week. Diet starts on Monday. Fuck that shit. Okay? Diet starts after the Diablo promotion. And there's some of the wonderful photos of KFC. I mean, look, it's looking pretty nice. It's looking a bit devilish. Did they do devil wings for that? They should have done devil wings. Fuck, man. I should be part of their marketing team. Devil wings should have been part of what they're doing. These are some of the cosmetics that you can get. And look, the redeem button. Oh, you can't really see the redeem button, but there's a little redeem button at the bottom. Look, that's kind of cool. Again, would love to eat something like a grape, you know. Anything but highly processed crap to get the cosmetics that I want. But people will do it. Of course they will. KFC has vegan stuff. Crazy. What's the vegan stuff like? I know that Burger King came out with like the Impossible Burger at Burger King, and apparently it was pretty good. I wonder if it's actually any good. The evil chicken. Stu says the evil chicken. They should do some sort of like Diablo chicken, right? That makes sense. Abdul, gamer stereotypes. It's absolutely a gamer stereotype, but let's be honest. Gamers love KFC, McDonald's, Mountain Dew. It's true. All right? We're not here to be PC. We're here to tell the truth. All right? Us gamers, we love that fast food shit. Doritos. Absolutely. Another one that they're doing is the trolley lollies. Okay? Dungeon crawlers. I think this is quite good. Again, some healthy chips. Oh, what else is like healthy in a packet? Fuck, like nothing. Honestly, chat, tell me something that is healthy in a packet. I'd love to know that. Because I can't think of anything right now. Matt says the Impossible Burger is pretty good. I've never actually tried it. Mike says, it's totally a story Sam would love. I didn't know it happened till the other day. Obviously, it was years ago. What's this? Twitch drops are either actual items or cosmetics, and the KFC drops are another kind of thing. Well, the thing about the KFC promotion is not only do you have a very amazing meal, you also get to get some cool cosmetics. Okay, so I'm all for that. Absolutely. The more MSG, the better. Absolutely. Absolutely. Those pea chips, a la carte, I was thinking those. Those pea chips are shit. I don't think they're actually healthy for you. They're covered in all sorts of nonsense. They are baked, though. I think they're baked, right? Or are they fried? Fuck, I don't know. But they put pea chips. Everyone's like, oh, it's healthy. It's a bunch of peas. Like, it's totally fine. They're lying to us, folks. All right. Now, the news, Capcom is on a whole other level. Pardon me. In the last 5 years, Street Fighter 92 on Metacritic, Resident Evil 4 93, Village 84, Resident Evil 2 91, Monster Hunter Rise. Now, this is a company you want to purchase, folks. All right, PlayStation, you listening? Xbox, you listening? This is a company that you want to purchase. Very robust titles, a lot of big offering. Just honestly, in a lot of ways, going strength to strength. Absolutely. Capcom is definitely on a run right now. And I would say that the whole remake thing that they're doing, man, it's just working so well. I don't know what the next remake of the Resident Evil franchise will be. Will it be Res 5? Or will it be something else? I don't know. Maybe they just like start doing like, maybe they just do the Resident Evil 7 remake already. Just bring it out. Fuck it. I loved Resident Evil 7. Good fun. Unsalted nuts. Okay, Uriel, you got one there. That's true. Unsalted nuts. I do get a lot of cashews and macadamia nuts, and they are in a packet. I agree. Okay. We got one, folks. We got one. Bread. Abdul bread. Is bread healthy? I mean, yeah. But I don't know how many nutrients it really has, right? It's just like carbs. That does come in a packet. That's true. Dried fruit. Raisins, okay, there's a few good suggestions here. Dried fruit's good, high in sugar. Not very good on the, I don't know if actually dried fruit is that good for you. I don't know. Pumpkin seeds, yes, pumpkin seeds, absolutely. Hopefully Code Veronica. Yeah. Hope not Res 5. I feel like Res 5 was the one that people liked the least, right? Was it Res 6? I don't know. But I definitely want to eat some more packeted things that are healthy because it's just easy, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of getting an apple. Oh, you know when you get a banana and you bring it home and then the next day it's just like all like, ugh. All those colors are just like, ugh. Why is that? Very upsetting. Evolutionary-wise, it doesn't really compete with a lot of other fruits. Apples feel like they last longer. Pears feel like they last for a while, you know? But I digest. In other news, GTA 6, people are saying GTA 6 says the money you make in game will transfer to real life. Now, look, I have looked around to see if there's any validity to this. This is all fucking bullshit right now, right? We don't know. But, I mean, that would be kind of crazy, you know? It would get all sorts of crypto bros playing GTA 6 again. Not that they don't need a reason to play Grand Theft Auto. They're going to play it anyway. But, like, I don't see how this is going to be legitimate. I'm only throwing this in because it's freaking everywhere on Twitter. Like, so many people are either saying it's definitely not true, or people are coming out and saying, this is going to happen. No, there's nothing legitimate about this. Okay? Letting you guys know. But look, GTA 6, I reckon it's probably a year away, maybe a year and a half. We're going to start seeing some trailers hopefully soon, and then we'll figure out if this is real or not. But how the hell, regulatory-wise, how the hell would they get this through? This is just not going to happen, right? Or you can go and rob a bank in GTA 6 and then cash it out? That's digital crime. You wouldn't steal a bank. Oh, dear. Another news, PlayStation is confirmed for Summer Games Fest. Okay, the Summer Games Fest show has been confirmed for 2 hours long. That's interesting. Because there was reports after people felt like it was a bit of a lackluster show, the PlayStation Showcase, that PlayStation, or people that were reporting on sources, were saying, man, we were holding back. PlayStation, we're holding back. Okay, we got so many good things to show you. And that's coincidentally at the same time that people started coming out and saying this show kind of, it didn't suck. Okay, I don't think people said that it sucked. Most people were saying it was just mid, right? It didn't have a lot of stuff to look forward to. So for Summer Games Fest to have some titles, that's interesting, you know. What will they show? Wolverine? Potentially Death Stranding? Ghost of Tsushima 2? Who knows? God of War 3? Definitely not. But one day we are probably going to see a God of War, as we've seen recently. I covered it a couple of days ago that they are. I think they're finding out the ideas if it's going to be if they're going to see another God of War. So we may have not seen the end of Kratos and Atreus. We'll see. Or Kratos. In other news, I was just like keeping this on this while I was moving things around. I just want you guys to look at the face. Okay? In other news, Succession has ended, guys. I loved this. Holy shit, this was good. My God, I think this was some of the best TV I've ever watched. Now, for anyone that hasn't watched it, I was going to do a review of this on Tuesday, but I thought, you know what? People probably haven't got around to either finishing all the seasons and stuff. It may not be a good time to do it. But Succession is one hell of a show. My God. And I love how it ended. I feel like it's just a very, very fantastically well-made show, and every character landed exactly where they should land. That's all I'll say. But definitely tune in if you haven't seen it yet. Succession feels like the next, okay, it's no Sopranos. It's no Sopranos. But it's pretty goddamn good. I'm just trying to think of something else that I would compare this to in terms of the quality of HBO. Underneath Sopranos. I mean, Boardwalk Empire, but even then, Boardwalk Empire wasn't as good as Succession, especially in its later seasons. Anyway, it's been such a ride, and it's sadly over. It ended on Monday, and the moment the episode came out, I just dropped work. I'm like, fuck that shit. Sat down and watched it like 11 o'clock my time. Monday my time. I think it ended in the US on Sunday. But yeah, I have to wait a day for you slowpokes. In other news, Across the Spider-Verse debuts at 97 on Rotten Tomatoes with 29 reviews. Now, I'm going to be reviewing this tomorrow. I'm going to be seeing this tonight. Very excited for this. I've seen all the Spideys. Most of you guys have seen all the Spider-Mans, right? Spider-Man into the Spideyverse was really freaking good. So to see this getting 97, God knows. I mean, I hope I'm in for a good ride. I'll be doing a review of this tomorrow, but it's getting reviewed very well. So very excited for that. Very excited indeed. In other news, this is a great little video. Stan Lee dressed up as Revolver Ocelot. Excelsior!
Revolver Ocelot has arrived. Excelsior!
Oh, we love him.
We honor the creators of the fantastic Metal Gear franchise, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Legend Award presented by Jeep.
Presented by Jeep.
It is my great pleasure to introduce a creator, an innovator, and an awesome dude. Ladies
And an awesome dude.
gentlemen, the recipient of the Legend Award presented by Jeep, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. Let's just see Hideo quickly. Yep. There he is. The man doesn't age. What is he doing? He looks so good today. He's like 55 or something. I know this is a few years beforehand, but still, he looks incredible for his age.
Hi everyone. I am Hideo Kojima. It is a great honor to receive the Legend Award. My dream as a child was to go to space. My dream as a teenager was to shoot films. As a young man, I have encountered games. Since then, I have been creating games for 18 years.
Oh man, this is nice. I haven't watched the whole thing.
I have turned 40 this past year. My dream right now is keep on creating games until I die.
Yeah, and I hope he does. No, I don't hope he dies. I mean, I hope he continues making games forever.
That is why I am very happy to receive this award. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hideo Kojima, man, he's just like the Scorsese, the Spielberg, the Christopher Nolan, the everything rolled into one for gaming. He really is, though. I mean, can you think of someone that has the same title as Hideo Kojima in gaming? Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a few others. I mean, okay. Firstly, I mean, I know people used to were saying that what's his name again? Oh my god, I'm going blank. Corey Balrog, that's right. They were calling him the Western Kojima, but like he doesn't have the same level of Kojima. Absolutely. Yeah, love. Look. You know, there's no one I can think of that I'm more excited for a game than Hideo Kojima. Like, honestly, can you think of anyone else that you're like, oh my god, they're making a new game? Death Stranding, I thought was fucking amazing. You know? Miyamoto, of course. Miyamoto, yes, of course. But like, when he makes a new game, it's like, holy shit, I'm just so excited for that. Absolutely. Adam says Sam lets his intrusive thoughts win. I'm like, I hope he dies. No, that's not what I meant. In other news with Snake Eater Remake devs confirm Hideo Kojima is not involved. Oh. Look, we knew this, right? This wasn't going to happen, okay? But I thought it would confirm it. It has been confirmed that you can expect that Hideo Kojima is not going to be part of the remake. Real shame. But look, hopefully they do a good job here. People just want a good game, right? They don't want this to be anything that kind of reflects Hideo Kojima's absence. That's not something that we want. We want this to be a good game, you know? So let's just see how this is. I'm sure they're going to do a good job because the good bones that were laid there from Kojima, all they need to do is reconstruct it in the right way. Hopefully they can. Anything from FromSoft. Okay, anything from FromSoft, absolutely. CJ, nobody can touch Kojima, absolutely. I kind of agree. But there are people that are biting at his ankles. Absolutely. In other news, no one told me 2023 would go this hard. Now, this has been a good year for games. Okay, whoa. Where's Redfall? Where's Redfall? And where's Gollum? What the fuck, man? Come on now. Hogwarts did very well, of course, in terms of sales. Dead Space. Okay, Dead Space is an interesting one. Dead Space was the one that got me back into wanting to do this, right? I really wanted to chat with you guys. But on top of that, I also just played Dead Space for the first time as the remake. And I'm like, oh my God, really want to talk about this. But then it kind of went on. And then Last of Us happened. I'm like, fuck, I really want to talk about this. I'm going to jump on the camera. So Dead Space was really the beginning of me wanting to do this show again. And aren't we glad I'm back, folks? No? Okay. In other news, Summer Games Fest, 2 hours. I've already covered that. But 2 hours long, that's going to be quite good. I'm going to be live with you guys for 2 hours. We can all watch it together when this does drop. I can't remember the exact date now. I know the 11th of June is Xbox. Is this the... when is this? I've got to remember. Is it the 10th of June or the 9th of June or something like that? Anyway, I will do a... you'll know. Okay? You'll know when I go live. I will do a thumbnail letting you know the day before. But everyone is very excited for this. This is now the new E3. We all know this, and I'm very excited to see what happens here. Now, this is kind of cool, right? Now, someone has made a AI-generated SpongeBob show, and this is what it says.
A few moments later.
Hey, Patrick! What's new?
Not much. Just been thinking about interesting things.
Like what?
Well, I was thinking about whether or not people in other countries are similar to us, or if they're different.
Where is this AI going?
Know. I've never been to another country.
Yeah, me neither, but it would be interesting to find out.
Another thing I was thinking about was whether or not there are other life forms in the universe, and if they're anything like us.
SpongeBob's deep, man.
That's a pretty big topic to think about. But it would be really cool to find out that there are other intelligent life forms out there.
That's when you know it's AI. Patrick would never say that, okay? He'll be like, what's another galaxy?
Yeah, it would be amazing. There's so much we still don't know about the world and the universe. It's really fascinating stuff.
There's going to be more AI shows popping up of famous IP. Absolutely. We did see the Seinfeld AI generated show on Twitch called About Nothing Forever or something like that. Anyway, that was good. I actually ended up watching that Twitch show for like an hour or two. I was just like wanting to see what they do, and it only lasts for like 30 or 40 seconds each scene, then it just goes to like the cafe or something. But we're going to definitely see more of that as the future goes on. In other news, this is the funny fuck. When I saw this, I was like, okay, cool. Project Q. Release date window, price, and everything we know about Sony's new PlayStation handheld. Okay, well, that's a good headline. Let's see what they say. Right? Okay, well, what's it say? Release date. There's no exact release date for Project Q. Project Q price. Another unknown. Then why did you put this article together? Like, it's fucking stupid. It's the most clickbait shit I've ever seen in my life. I literally laughed out loud when I pressed this. I was like, what? Come on, folks. Come on, GameSpot. Come on. Don't put release date, window, and price and everything we know about Sony. Everything we know, you don't know price. We don't know the release date. So why put it in there? Don't get me wrong. I love a good thumbnail and a clickbait title. Don't get me wrong. But when I have a clickbait title, there's going to be something that we talk about. There's nothing that you talked about that you don't know the release window. Good times. Oh no! Oh my god, did I show you that? Okay. I'm going to play that. Okay, I nearly showed you that. This is the AI game. Is it real or is it not? Because it may have just said street photography or it may have just said AI generated. You didn't see it? Let me change it. This is an interesting one today. Okay, you got to let me know if this is AI generated or if this is real, folks. Okay, whoever hasn't played the game before, this is the image. Is this AI generated or is this real? This is probably the most interesting one we've done today, to date. Is it real? I've done a lot of AI, guys, so maybe it's real. But you know what? I've also done a lot of real, so maybe it's not. Have a think. Have a think. Looks real, looks not. I purposely didn't put any fingers in this one because the fingers give it away. The fingers do give it away. Now, I've got to change it over like this because it's going to show you the hashtag. Don't want to do that. Have a think. I will come back and we'll talk more about that particular photo. In other news, PlayStation Showcase was one of its most viewed ever. That's interesting, actually. Now, as we know, lackluster for some liked it, some thought it was kind of mid. But these are the... Where is it? Here it is. These are the... Oh, you can't even see it. Damn. So 2023... Oh, you can. Okay, 2023 is here. And this is 2020. In terms of 5 million views. Man, it's one of their biggest ever. But it's not as good as the 2019 showcase or the 2022 showcase, which are completely bare, as you can see. Now, this is a shit image. You can't really see it. That's a shame. But the point of the story is it's been a very, very good showing. And look, a lot of people wanted to tune in because it was 2 years, right? It was about 2 years since we saw the last one. It was 600 days. So it had been a while. And for us to see such an amazing showing, I mean, such an amazing showing after 600 days, people are excited for the next one. Someone just said, is this real Sam or AI Sam? You never know. There may be a time in 10 years where I can just do an AI generated show. But I can just stay in bed. I have to get up at 6 a.m. to do this. No way. Stay in bed. All good. But look, it is also reported that we are expecting potentially another PlayStation Showcase later this year. That's interesting because if we do, then that will definitely confirm that they were holding back and they wanted to show some other stuff later in the year. Again, some stuff I'd love to see is like Wolverine, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Tsushima 2, a few things. So, very interesting indeed. Now, okay, let's go back to this so I can show you the image. Okay. Is this AI, folks? Is this AI? Yes, no, maybe, maybe not. I mean, it looks pretty AI, right? But it also looks pretty real, guys. Today it is... fake. It is AI today, ladies and gentlemen. It is AI. He had a good run. Now, this is an interesting one because I'm going to show you this little bit of technology that this person's used, right? And then he'll take a photo, but not really, and then it'll be AI generated. The actual image will be AI generated. This is why I think it's one of the most interesting things that we've seen. Where is the sound of this? So there's no sound. Okay, cool. So he'll put this up, right? And he'll talk about, I think, what it looks like. Something like that. And then this camera will generate an image. But it's not taking a photo, it's an AI generated image. How crazy is that? How the hell do you even do that? That's crazy. And before we finish, folks, who's ready for the quiz? Now, we're going to finish with the quiz. We've done some news, reviews, and discussions today. And now we get to the fun part. What do you mean, the fun part? All of it was fun, right? Well, next one is going to be the quiz. Now, who hasn't played this before? 10 seconds, 10 questions. You got to guess the music, okay? Now, I skipped the easy. It was going to go to medium today. I haven't heard the questions. I'm probably going to get most of them wrong. For the previous quizzes, I did get 7 out of 10. And then yesterday's quiz, I got 5 out of 10. It was a real shame. I mean, I was just ashamed, actually. Ready? Here we go. Oh, come on. That's easy. That's easy. Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Brawl? Brawl or Melee? Brawl. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Okay. I know the music. Oh my god, what am I... I know the music. Fuck. Oh. It's gonna be a bad one today, folks. It's gonna be a bad one. Dun, 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 dun. Kirby's Dream Land. Kirby's Dream Land. I'm gonna go with Kirby's Dream Land. Oh, you know what I mean. Fuck that. That's too right, too wrong. Too right, too wrong. Easy clap. Everyone got it? Final Fantasy VII fanfare. 3 out of 2. Oh yeah. I even knew the song. Oh man. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Nah. Oh, come on, man. Nah. Okay, 3 out of 3. So 3 right, 3 wrong. Oh. Dun, dun. Yeah. Okay, I've got it. TS go. Dun. Yeah. Dun, dun. Easy. Easy. Got it. Kingdom Hearts. Dearly Beloved. Dearly Beloved. That's the song name. Great music, man. Kingdom Hearts was awesome. Alright, who got this? And then... Persona 5! Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot. I thought it was going to be Spyro. Crash Bandicoot. Yes! Yeah! They like to roll. Oh, okay. This is hard. Should we do one hard? One hard.
By chance they came upon a devil's game, and gosh, they paid the price.
I feel like this is Bioshock Infinite, right? Bioshock Infinite with the quiet, with the... Oh.
And now they're fighting.
God damn it. Alright, we'll do the hard ones tomorrow, actually. Alright? If there's news tomorrow. Oh, well, there. I'm going to be going live to do the Spider-Verse review. I think I got like 5 or 6 right and 4 wrong. Something like that. Very sad. Very, very sad. How'd you guys go? Okay. Wasn't my best. 2 6 out of 10s and the other ones was 7 out of 10. So I'm borderline on casual gamer into pathetic gamer. It's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good at all. I thought Bioshock 2, Stu. Yes, I thought it was Bioshock. It just sounded Bioshock. Uriel also thought Bioshock. Damn. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with more news, reviews, and discussions. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for always tuning in. I really appreciate it, guys. Like, subscribe, all that kind of nonsense. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. Laymen out.